The GASB recently issued final guidance for disclosing information regarding certain critical risks. The GASB believed this guidance was needed because while governments are required to disclose information about their exposure to some risk, essential information about other risks prevalent among state and local governments is not routinely disclosed because it isn't explicitly required. Statement number 102, Certain Risk Disclosures, which the board approved in December 2023, provides requirements for two important types of risks that governments face. These are vulnerabilities due to concentrations like a lack of diversity in providers of financial resources, including taxpayers, or in the composition of resources such as sales tax or state government aid, and vulnerabilities due to constraints such as a cap on property taxes or a limitation on the incurrence of debt.
Statement 102 establishes criteria for governments to determine if no disclosures are required. The criteria are: first, a concentration or constraint is known to the government. Second, that concentration or constraint makes the government vulnerable to the risk of a substantial impact. And finally, events associated with the concentration or constraint either have occurred or are more likely than not to begin to occur within 12 months of the issuance of the government's financial statements. If a government meets all of the disclosure criteria, the guidance requires descriptive information to be disclosed about the concentration or constraint, events associated with the concentration or constraint if they have occurred, and any actions the government has taken to mitigate the risk. The information should be provided in detail that is sufficient to allow users of financial statements to understand the nature of the circumstances and the government's vulnerability to the risk of a substantial impact. Because of the disclosure criteria, the new statement does not require governments to disclose all of their risks, but rather to disclose them only when a risk associated with a concentration or constraint is heightened due to certain circumstances.
The objective of the new standard is to provide financial statement users with information about certain risks that could result in a substantial financial disruption on the normal functioning of a government. Information about these kinds of vulnerabilities would have a meaningful impact on their decision-making and assessment of accountability. Statement number 102 is available at no cost on the GASB website.